Legion of Champions Week 8. We're going to go into a game with Helheim facing off against Voltage. Looks like here on Kings Row. I'm joined by my fellow caster, Flaming Egg Roll / Brandon.
Hello.
Great intro. Hello. Oh, and we're going to get right into it. So as far as I'm aware, Helheim is at the bottom of the standings in this league, and Voltage is second from the top, tied. Voltage is thoroughly secured a playoff spot, so very little playoff implications for this game. And I'm very curious to see if we can get a bit of an upset here. I want to see last take out almost number one.
Yeah, I was recruited to come help and commentate. I really have no idea about this league or what's going on.
Yeah, I was filled in about the implications and all that stuff by Rallygatron before the match started, luckily. Otherwise, I would have had nothing to talk about for like the first 20 seconds. But, I love Kings Row, Brandon. I really do. I love watching this map.
Yeah, it's a good Reinhardt map, and you know, me blowing.
You think every map is a good Reinhardt map?
No, who needs
a Russo when you have Reinhardt?
Well,
looks like Scott agrees.
See? Reinhardt. Let's see what the Airsick hasn't picked yet, but it's probably going to be double barrier, probably Russo.
Typically Airsick is the one that plays Sigma, so this is interesting putting Airsick on Orisa and please forgive me on Sigma. But maybe that's just in a different league, maybe he doesn't do it in this one. Definitely interesting.
What are the two names again? Or just keep going?
Blue, Scott is on Helheim, and Airsick is on Voltage.
Alright, well Helheim is I think they got a pretty good advantage here with Airsick's team running Ana and Widow double snipers against their Doomfist.
You forgot the name again, didn't you?
I honestly cannot recall the name.
It's Voltage. The blue is Voltage. Just remember it that way. Double barrier coming out from Voltage. I'll say the name as much as I can so I can help you. I don't know.
He's getting cut off from his team.
Yeah, in the meantime, Karo headshots down Sepang. Is that it? I think we're gonna go with that. Scott gets anti.
It's not looking good for them. Scott is down. Shield broken. They got a 4 on 6.
Yeah, no real bubble coming out from the Zarya. Bubble does support on the way out. Maybe it was off cooldown. Victor Freeman does punch Evil Defran into the wall. Oh, he pays for his life.
Victor Freeman goes down. Reaper's back. Flanking behind. You want to go get the Ana.
Yeah,
my Ana has a gets stunned, slept, and antied.
A triple threat right there. That was a pretty easy point take for Voltage. Oh, sorry, red is Voltage. There we go. That's good.
Pretty easy point take for Voltage in Helheim.
Ooh,
Victor Freeman with the pick. They could recontest here.
I mean, they'd have to. Victor would have to touch like right now.
Yeah,
he's not going to. He's retreating. They could have recontested. You're definitely right. They had an opportunity.
I think their best option is their Brig were to go Lucio or something and benefit their combo.
Scott needs to back off. His barrier's already down and dead.
Yeah, their Brig is in. Their Brig's probably gonna go down here. She's behind the shield.
Maybe. Still lives quite a while, especially with Moira healing, but she's the only one in right now with the Moira. She'll get out, dude.
Where's with the supercharger? Oh
no. Yeah, the rest of Helheim will get cleaned up here, but oh, the Brig, no, not sneaky enough. We'll go down at the end.
Doomfist is running away here. He's gonna get out.
Yeah, and even after all that, Voltage still has 5 ultimates to work with after. I don't see, the problem is
that lead your team at 5 ultimates.
Okay, give it 2 seconds. 1. There we go. Now Voltage has 5 ultimates.
That's 4.
There's whatever.
I was honestly extremely confused.
Punch down onto Karo. Karo goes down. Oh, Victor Freeman's cleaning up a bit now. 3 picks.
4. Even the friend takes out 2. But he's gonna get
oh, Fire Strike takes him out.
It's gonna be a nice reset for Helheim.
Well, Voltage used pretty much every ult they had there, and they didn't get anything out of it.
Yeah, Helheim's going on Grav and Death Blossom, while Voltage only has Valkyrie now.
If they get a big one, though, granted the double barrier can put a huge dent in that plan, but they don't have a defensive ult to really counter the grab.
There's the grab.
Here it comes.
There's
no Reaper to follow up, though. There we go. There's the follow-up.
It's 4-4 right now.
Oh, the Reaper gets left. If they coordinate, he can die. Wraith out.
Victor Freeman is punching on them.
Their Sith gets res. The double barrier is still active, while Sith is down still for Helheim, so there is no barrier to work with.
Still 4-4 though. Looks like they're falling back a little bit.
They're having a hard time dealing with the pressure from this Reaper, speaking of which. Still without the barrier, and as a result, the main healer for Helheim goes down.
Duke is going in ulting. That's going to be big. Oh, he takes out the Hanzo. Punches the Mercy.
And Mercy gets a good little punch to the jaw, and so does Please Forgive Me.
Oh,
4K.
Victor Freeman probably about putting the team together here.
Evil Defran does get him in return, but Victor will be back before this fight is even probably started.
Alright, they're still staggering in here. Reaper's up top behind looking for Death Blossom, but...
They should know he's there. Airsick did shoot at him quite a bit. Yeah, the McCree's just watching that window. He teleported back. He's out.
That was a smart play by him.
Yeah, identify when you're called out and just kind of retreat, regroup.
Yeah, he used his right there, which was very good.
Bongo comes out pretty early in the fight. Sith should probably back up, but
oh no.
Questionable.
Freak stuns him right out of his ult.
Yeah, now we're using a bunch of ults for Helheim. I'm kind of wasting them. I don't understand staying engaged when they have a Bongo down. It seems like an ideal situation to just back up, give a little bit of ground.
Not a little bit, a lot. You just want to run away. You're not.
I say a little bit, thinking, you know, Reinhardt would be by this point right now where the payload is. But yeah. Looks like we're going to get a regroup from Helheim. They're not going to be able to touch in time. And their main healer goes down again. The Reinhardt is quite out of position. Gets the Mercy and the Shatter, but that's it.
Rein's gonna end up going down here, yeah. Break down.
And the rest of Helheim look like they're getting cleaned up again.
We only have about maybe 1.5 fights left in this.
Yeah,
so,
really, the only ult that Voltage used there was Kara's Dragon. Oh, the main healer goes down again. Have to wait to regroup.
Warriors really struggling out here. They need to swap their team comp. They're just not doing it.
It's not even that. It's not even that's the biggest deal. It's just they're not regrouping. They've been called out twice now. Ooh, double high noon.
Hanzo just sitting up there. Victor Freeman going for the Hanzo.
He gets him down, but it's not enough to actually kill anybody.
And they're gonna miss 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, Voltage will get the team kill, and main healer goes down again. Airsick takes a little bit.
Moira had a huge problem at the end there, getting picked 3 times off spawn.
It's really just a matter of not regrouping with your team. After you lose the fight, if you continue to move forward, you have to expect the other team to push you and try to get stagger picks, so you just don't go in at all.
You got a lot of people. What a lot of people don't understand is when the fight's over, you need to die. You can't stay in the fight and go, "Oh, I'm getting my ult charge," because then your team starts going in to try to save you, and then you get staggered 1-1-1, and then it's just a complete roll.
Yeah, I think that was Moira's issue. It was like she was a bit too caring. She tried to get back into the fight to save as many people as she could each time, but it resulted in her like very late staggered death, like 2 to 3 times in a row there at the very end. And it looks like we will get some swaps coming out for Helheim, running over to a more double barrier comp with Reinhardt and Sigma.
Voltage is still running the unfun tank composition.
It really is unfun. There's no other way to put that.
There hasn't really been a fun meta in quite a while.
Sigma's fun to play, but it's just not fun to play against him.
Yeah. Was it fun to play against both of them? No, not at all.
Please forgive me, he's taking a little relaxing seat here.
The player base has noticed this though, and they are just kind of moving away from the meta. as a group, as in they don't feel like playing the same thing over and over. This season feels a lot different, in my opinion.
Maybe. I feel like Helheim's gonna have a hard time making this work without a Lucio, personally, as the Baptiste gets a bit overzealous. Potential res comes down, but it's not gonna be enough.
They're just staggering in right now.
Yeah, now they're in a very awkward position where their tanks and supports are completely cut off from their DPS, because their DPS are way in the back line. But as we just saw, the supports are just barely spawning. Oh. One goes down again.
Double hit's gonna be very careful. Play behind both your shields. Victor Freeman's in place right now for a slam with Doomfist. Slam uppercut combo. Oh, and he messed up though.
He's out. He's fine. As long as you're alive, you don't mess up that bad.
Yeah.
Good punch again. Just gonna back out. Tracer is still in the back line, I believe. Yep. Gets out Karo.
They're starting to push in here. Tracer's on point.
Yeah, he's got to play a lot safer though now that McCree's there. Sunkiss Stars does get air sick. Punch comes down on the Moira as well. I don't know if it's... Ooh, another punch. I don't know if it's like Doomfist's kit in general, or just people are learning how to play him a lot better, but he just seems so broken nowadays.
It's the meta right now, the double shield meta. Like, why play into it when you can just not... You just don't have to acknowledge them, you can just go through them, and that's the strongest way to play.
Yeah, that's probably why... Well, obviously Arista's always been really good thanks to that Fortify. But it's why, like, people don't really play Sigma Reinhardt, because it's such a big... Doomfist counters it so badly. Meantime, Carol will machine gun down Victor, and now he's got free reign over the back line. Meanwhile, the rest of the team will go down to the Coalescence as well as the Melody. Carol finishes off the fight by picking out the Baptiste, and that'll be a complete reset for Helheim.
It's not looking too good right now. They're being held up right after the car. Victor going in. Shouldn't be going there now. Does pick off the Widow.
Yeah, he identified that she was alone, and now he can get a pretty decent slam from up the top ropes here.
That's true. I felt like when he rocket punched out the Orisa should have grabbed him with their Hulk.
It probably wasn't a smart play. Too much healing, too much damage coming on Victor, but in the meantime they do get Shanzi and Evil to Fran. As well as Airstick goes down, it's only Shanzi getting res now.
Voltage was peeking that window too much. They just got picked off.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like both teams don't really know when to disengage in terms of, like, ultimate backing.
Yeah, window is another one of those things. You just gotta go. You can't be standing.
You can't heal through that. That's a double damage ability. Not very many of those. Shanzi's way in the back now. Looks like he wants to try to contest this point. No one's really focusing him.
Moira's getting free reign right now. They're gonna pick on the Tracer, pick on the Reinhardt. Tracer gets rezzed. Doomfist going in. Mercy's kind of low right now. She doesn't look getting healed up. They are gonna retake the point right at the end. Very unfortunate for Helheim.
Hey, you remembered their name.
I almost called the Voltage for red.
They are getting a pretty good time bank though. If they can take this within the next minute, they will be working with roughly the same amount of time that Voltage was.
They have 2 people right now hunting for Doomfist, 3 people almost. They know where he is, but they know they can't just walk off the point to go for him.
Yeah, and Doomfist is such an evasive hero, and they're all looking at him, so they have an opportunity now to push him as 5. This front line is non-existent right now for Voltage. Barely starting to coordinate, but now they have the Doomfist in the back that's just free. Universe sinks to Airstick as he's going to get lifted up, gets taken down a half.
They gotta pick on the Baptiste, pick on the Mercy, and the Reinhardt. It's gonna go downhill from here. Doomfist still in the back line, isn't going down.
Yeah, he gets that singular punch off onto a less than ideal target, and that was really all there was. Sith is still here along with the Tracer, but I think he's gonna get cleaned up unless he plays this perfectly, and he does not.
Tracer going for the C9 right now, I believe.
I mean, there are 2 people on point, one of them is a McCree, so it's not gonna be
Yeah, no.
too effective. I feel so bad. I feel like we commentators cursed him. Maybe if we didn't speak about it, he would have been fine. Ooh, and we got 2 speaks on his hand. Ooh, good headshot coming down from Carol, getting Victor right out of the air.
Fish going behind again. I think he's trying to C9 once again. Goes for the pulse bomb, gets the Fran.
He's gonna get
raised. Yeah. There's no pressure on the Mercy there.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the front line for Helheim is just getting cleaned up. Thanks to that bongo, obviously. And now... yeah, and Voltage will have 3 ultimates to work with, and Caro gets Victor again, right at the start. If you know the other team has a Widow, it's almost best just to wait and spawn for your barriers to spawn.
Not even just a Widow, it's a double hit scan right now.
We're also going to get a switch to dive. If they can coordinate it, I like the idea, because Caro is getting basically free reign right now, and the dive will easily contest that.
Yeah, as long as they choose their targets right, they can easily win this. It looks like the Doomfist went off alone to try to kill the Moira. That didn't work while both tanks went for the Widow.
Yeah, Deepu's gonna get D-backed and she's just gonna be stuck here on point. Victor does punch out Caro, but it's gonna be just him on point after this baby D.Va gets cleaned up as well.
Mercy and Widow.
It's not gonna be enough. It's just a Moira coming back from the spawn now, and he's getting behind him.
That's the end of round 1.
Yeah, that'll be map 1 going to Voltage, taking a 1-0 series lead on Kings Row. It's funny, you said exactly what needs to happen for Helheim, and as soon as you said it, it didn't happen. Like, you said so long as they coordinate, it'll be fine, and they can play really well, and they did not coordinate. Doomfist went one way, Moira went the other, and then the dive tanks went the other way.
As long as they do not dive via reset, they should be fine.
Oh wow, that's a huge amount of damage block coming out from Sif though. Congrats. 56% kill participation for Crystal as well. 60% for Please Forgive Me. Very good play all around. As long as they don't do this, they can do it, does it?
Sometimes it's hard to see that when you're playing as well. If one person calls something out, you might just go with it as well. Like,
yeah, I guarantee Sith called out like Widow on high ground, and I guess maybe the Doomfist assumed like the tanks would handle it and he could go focus a different target in the meantime. But it did not work out that way, and as a result, their main healer got a little bit caught out there because the tanks were off high ground and she was low ground.
A big problem was the Mercy went with the Doomfist, which was probably necessary. The Doomfist was going to die. He got extreme value there, taking out the Widow and the Mercy. But when the dive tanks went off, they called their target, they jumped, no one went with them. The Moira obviously can't go with them because they were on high ground. The Mercy had to do that. And the Moira were stuck in the back line with no fade for 5 seconds.
I'm being told there's an echo in the stream. I'm just gonna make quickly see what that's all about, if that's true.
Is it me or you or everybody?
That's a great question. I want to find out. In the meantime, let's try to keep conversation to a minimum. I just want to make sure.
Can I get a vibrant screen?
Oh yeah. It sounds like do you hear that? It sounds like there's an echo going on. Yeah, it's both of us. So I don't know if it's like party settings or something.
Who's streaming right now?
That'd be for Alligatron.
What is he streaming with? Is he streaming off of PlayStation?
I would assume so.
Tell him to, if he has his, tell him to plug his mic in and mute it. Or if it's in, tell him to unplug it. Is your voice to be shared always allowed?
Yeah, it is. He said that should have fixed it. I'm just gonna check the stream again. Hello, testing. Yeah, it works now. We're not echoing anymore, thank God.
What'd he do?
I don't know what he did, he just said that should have fixed it.
Pressed a couple buttons, you know.
I slid around in the DMs. Easy
Put around in
peasy.
the DMs. No, I kind of want a snack. Not gonna lie.
Go get a snack, bro. We're in between games.
I had a burrito and some watermelon today. I'm hungry.
Dude, frick, I haven't had watermelon in so long. I want that.
Oh, I ate an entire watermelon in the past 3 days.
What? I'm so jealous. We will let you work your magic, dude. In the meantime, it looks like map 2 will be on Busan, King of the Hill map, and we will be going into this map with Voltage leading 1-0 over Helheim. My apologies for not knowing a whole lot about either of these teams. I'm not a huge follower of the league. I don't know much about it. I'm just here as a fill. Hopefully I'll be streaming more games. I currently I currently cast for Legion of Heroes if you want to check out them. But here in the meantime, this is Overwatch League of Champions, and it looks like we might be getting some subs. I also don't know how the spectators work for this league. I know in Legion of Heroes you're not allowed to have spectators unless they are captains. But it looks like here it's not that big of a deal. I'm really excited to see what they have to work with for Busan. I think Busan is one of those great King of the Hill maps that really warrants any and all comps. Like Dive can work for the airship map. I'm not going to call them by their specific names because I honestly don't remember. Specs are members of teams and casters. Team members can... Okay. Gotcha. And now I know. Busan is also great for dive in certain points. It's great for Ryan Zarya. If you want to go the standard comp, you can always go the double barrier, which everyone and their mother seems to want to play nowadays. Honestly, the meta is one of those things that everyone just kind of gets sick of after a while. Like before this, it was Orisa Hog everyone was sick of. Now it's Sigma Orisa. It's really just a matter of people identify what's good and just continue to play it until someone eventually finds a hard enough counter to stop it. The problem becomes when there is no quote-unquote set counter, there are only checks. Like in the Overwatch League, you see a lot of Doomfist Reaper because those are the biggest quote-unquote counters to Orisa Sigma. But here, it's more like you can't really get that going. And we will be heading into a map number 2. I'm sure my fellow caster will be back as soon as possible. And let's see what we get for our first map here on Busan. Ooh, it's this one. I forget its name. Forgive me. I'm sure someone can correct me in chat. I just call it the drum map because when I come here, I like shooting the drum in the middle when I have some downtime. But this map is obviously going to warrant some double barrier. I fully expect at least one of Helheim or Voltage to come out with a double barrier map. With a double barrier comp. In terms of DPS, I like Far on this map as well. I think you're right for Allegratron. I think it is Busan Shrine.
Alright, I'm back.
Is this map Shrine, Brandon?
Sooner. I think so, just because there's a drum in the middle, and they seem to be like, I don't know. They seem to appreciate the drum a lot.
What? Your justification for calling it that is they appreciate the drum a lot, therefore it is Shrine.
I appreciate my PlayStation a lot, therefore my room is my shrine.
Oh, that's sad. Better than having your girlfriend get you a $10 salad.
Alright, listen, I can't be like, oh, the park is my shrine, because I like it. Like, that's a public place. It can't be my shrine.
Well, we are gonna get Dive coming out from Voltage, as well as a single barrier for Helheim. So I was wrong. I thought they would go double barrier here. I was dead wrong. Neither team is going double barrier. And as a result, Helheim is starting to clean up with this dive. Evil Defran does helix down the main healer. But other than that, it looks like Helheim will take an early advantage in this map 1. Karo's in. He's like
Helheim's
1
Moira
HP.
is straight up not having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, I haven't been watching her specifically, but she's either not been in very good positions or she's just getting hella focused very quickly.
I think she got directed by a Helix Rocket in the middle of that play.
I saw that, but it's a matter. Oh, the ham's getting frozen, but they trade out the Mei for him. Evil Fran's getting some good accurate shots here on the soldier.
His name is DeFran, that's what he does.
He's burger flipper, dude.
Burger flipper. I don't know what that means, I'm gonna be honest.
DeFran used to work at a McDonald's. That's what one of multiple alt accounts he has are called burger flipper.
Oh.
But we will get a sim wall coming up from Helheim, and it looks like Voltage is gonna opt to go in anyway.
That's probably the best wall to go in on, considering they're running a dive comp, and when you're just protecting yourself when you have no range, it's not the most, not the best wall that you could possibly
Bomb
do.
comes in over the top, doesn't get anything. It's interesting, they're not running full dive anymore. Airsick does take out the Lucio, and Bob comes down on the point as well. Rainbows does get Caro, but Sith goes down to Airsick, so it's really more of a Voltage's favor here, especially with Bob still plugging away on point. Mei ult is committed though, along with mine, so Attack Visor as well, they're just gonna blow everything. Turrets do get the brig. And it looks like the rest of Helheim will get cleaned up here as long as this Lucio does get punched out by Airsick. 90% taken from Helheim though, so not the worst fight, not the worst engagement by any stretch. And they will be coming up on roughly 3 ultimates here. The Sim doesn't take any time to get her wall.
Oh no, not at all.
The only ult that Voltage really have to work with right now is Airsick's Bongo, but all things considered, that is a game-changing ult in and of itself. You could probably win a fight with just that. Not if Victor takes out Caro right at the start though.
With the Hanzo down, the Bongo loses a lot of value. If he places it down now, he might well waste it.
Speaking of it.
It's getting put down, no shield. They gotta shoot that Bongo. Bongo goes down, wall comes out.
And Coalescence come down on top of it. Doom has lived in their backline, dude. They will retake the point. 92% and counting.
Looking for a stagger pick here on the Hanzo.
Whips
Sith
with
misses
the... Yeah, whips with the universe. Victor does punch out Evil DeFran, but he gets taken out by Caro as a result of it. Now there's a very annoying ball just kind of going around point, as well as a Winston.
This is not looking good. It's now a 6v4. Demon Bomb coming out, picks up no kills. Dragon picks up Kira Gay Kasuto. Lucio, pick up Lucio.
That's what I've been saying. Diva's gonna be the last one on point, and it looks like she's just gonna stall for as long as she can. I mean, Doomfist needs to get out here. Okay, he's good. Monkey will jump after him with the ball. He's 1 HP. Oh, and he will get staggered out as well. That was a promising fight for Helheim, but Voltage with enough stall and picks to bring it back. Now Caro will body shot down the main healer yet again for Helheim. Having some real issues keeping them up. This is the wrong time to engage. If they move in on here, it's going to be a bit of a throw pick. Don't beat drop. Oh no. Beat drop only gets 4, but the wall does come down, so they are choosing to take this engagement. Lucio does go down. He didn't really get a whole lot of healing again because the main healer was down.
They now have no healers. They've invested 2 ults. 3 ults.
Victor's trying to make the most of this, but DeFran does get him out.
French stack visor cleans up the fight. Lucio's once again running on the point.
I mean, it's the end now. It's a bit late to try to stagger.
The thing about that is if he were to stay with his team and he would have sped his team in instead of just running onto the point, 4 or 5 of them could have made it back on. Versus now he's dead and 3 of them are on.
Yeah, they need some big punches coming out from the Doomfist like that one, but he gets Storm Arrow down. So despite the Mercy goes down, there's still a Diva just chilling on the drum. He gets demacked. And now it looks like it's just a matter of time now for Voltage to finish up this map.
Back to my ham sandwich.
Great commentary. I feel like in terms of Helheim there, I feel like you need to try to put this in a way that doesn't sound disrespectful. You need to go in at a time when you're all ready to go in. If your Moira's down, you can't go in on that. If you're fighting 5v6 and your Lucio's 1 HP and he has to beat drop to keep himself alive, alright, you kept yourself alive, but you still shouldn't go in, even if you did kind of waste the beat drop.
If I could just make an analogy with my ham sandwich involved. You know, they got some of the toppings, they got some of the bread, they don't got all the bread. Their tank lineup isn't always where they need to be, and, you know, say the healers or the mayonnaise, they got light mayo. It's not looking the greatest right now. They're having a very hard time staying together.
A good analogy also would be, it's like when you go in without your healer, that's basically like losing the meat. So you're basically eating leaves on bread.
It's just a bad sandwich, you know?
Yeah, it's horrible. And as a result, Sith dies again. The dive comes in and takes them out, as well as Brainbows that goes down as well. Victor Freeman does get airsick in return, and he also takes out Karo, so now it's a 4v4. Main healer goes down again. They are freezing, please forgive me. Evil to Frandon looks like he's going to clean up the rest of this fight.
Mercy resing. That's just about over now.
Yeah, and Victor's 1 HP. We'll get head body shot down by Karo. It's not even really staggering the BB Diva. He's still contesting point, and there you go. And now they have high ground presence, Voltage does. Whereas the only thing they really... Ooh, good headshot. Where was the Lucio? I don't understand how he died. Victor Freeman does headshot down Karo again. Airsick will choose to go in a bit on this, try to clean up the rest of the picks. They do get down Psycho as well. And now there's just a break here. If they wall him off, not quite in time. Airsick tries to follow up. We'll put the ball down, get plenty of healing. He'll be able to get out. Lines come down to stall out more time.
They wasted May out there. That wasn't very good. They do end up getting
sure?
two
There's
picks
two
out
picks.
of it. Oh, the enemy team also has 2 picks, so the Diva's running to point alone.
Yeah, there's just not any kind of... There's no coordination.
The Winston's still in the back line just poking them. They're not turning around at all.
Yeah, they need... And 2 people just walk into those dragons. Bomb comes down on top of the soldier ult. Bomb does take out Evil to Fran on the high ground, but that's about it.
Yeah, and they're getting rezzed as well. It's another lost fight.
Yeah, the best thing Helheim can do right now is regroup. Good. At least they got, no, Lucio, don't go in, Lucio. Lucio looks like he wants to battle down the soldier, but he's got a healing pad, and Lucio doesn't have much else.
Lucio
he
won.
does get him.
Oh no!
And then Airsick goes down as well. So they won 2 individual fights there. They have an opportunity to take this point.
Lucio keeps going in though. He needs to just back up.
Maybe now it's at least a 3v5.
Yeah, it's a Mercy res. Mercy half HP. Mercy going down. They do take the point back.
Off the back of a very awkward engagement, they will end up getting this point back at 99. Interesting. If you'd have told me that would have worked out, I would have called you crazy. But either way, Airsick makes the swap over to the Reinhardt. And we are gonna keep please forgive me on the Hammond, but they trade out Reaper for Brig.
They now have the only interesting tank in the game on their team. They are winning.
Nail does come down, trying to split up the team.
Out 2 of them. Ryan's still frozen. Mercy
now looks like Voltage is the one that's really spread out.
Diva Bomb incoming. Diva Bomb was thrown way too high. You sound berry, the baby Diva didn't get any victory next. Ryan charging in on the point. Lucio charged the runner.
Now there's just a lot of point presence from Voltage. They're finally regrouped as a team, and now Karo's popping off with the double headshots.
Triple headshot. Is coming in, trying to make a last effort.
I will give Victor credit. He has been popping off quite a bit during these first couple maps, but it has not been enough. Oh! A final slam comes down on the Mercy as Voltage take the 2-0 victory on Busan. Actually putting them up 2-0 in the series as well. Was this the triple headshot? Nope, something different. I think this is when two people walked into the Dragons. Nope, this one.
Voltage definitely had chips on their sandwich, while Helheim just did not.
Oh my god.
Because we all know the chips is what really puts the sandwich together.
Stop.
You think I'm joking? I mean, I'm not wrong.
You eat. I love chips on a sandwich too, but you gotta stop with this sandwich analogy.
I'm sorry, I just finished it. There won't be any more. It's gone now. I'm onto really warm Diet Coke.
Oh god, I hate warm soda. It's disgusting.
I can drink it. My ice melted in it, so now it's watered down, extremely warm Diet Coke.
None of that sounds appealing.
It's not. It's not.
Like, I used to be the type of guy that would like... Coldest soda I drink was like room temperature, and I actually liked warm soda. But, I don't know, man, I can't do it anymore. It's not my style.
I don't even really drink soda anymore. I'm more of a flavor packets for water kind of guy, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's why. I like tea though. Tea and soda are my two favorites.
Tea is delicious, you know.
What kind of tea? This is the $1 million question.
Green tea with ginseng. Is that how you pronounce it, ginseng?
I think so. Green tea's not the best for me anyway, but I'll drink it if it's available.
Now this is really weird, but so the diet green tea and the green tea taste completely different, but I enjoy the diet green tea a lot more, definitely.
I don't think I've ever had diet green tea.
It's not sweet. Like, you know when you smell things, you can kind of taste it in your mouth?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't very pleasant at first.
Yeah.
Imagine cigarettes in a thing of water.
Yeah.
That's what I got
bad,
from
huh?
it. The more I drank it, though, the better it tasted.
That does not sound good. All right.
I may have not shaken it up the first time.
Map 3 coming at you. Overwatch Legion of Champions. Helheim versus Voltage. Voltage currently has a 2-0 series lead on Helheim going into Map 3 Hanamura. Sorry, I'm sorry. Cigarettes in water.
You ever seen that? Like,
no.
Smoke that?
No.
They smoke at my work, so I smell it all the time. It just kind of reminds me of the tea.
That's disgusting. Why would you ever... I don't know. I think smoking is just a terrible habit anyway. Anyway. Really looking to see Helheim come out with more of a fight. They failed to take a single point of the Busan map, and they kind of got rolled over on King's Row, even though they did put up a few fights here and there. Now, it looks like their way of combating this is going to be a Diva Orisa.
They swapped Psycho Zordon.
Psycho Zordon? Over to off-tank, yeah.
Over to off-tank versus healer. I think that's a good thing. The way they played healer was not doing good against Voltage. And sometimes
yeah, a bit
just what
out
you
of
need.
position too many times. I don't know though. I don't like Diva in this meta. Diva just gets beamed down so quickly. And we've already seen that the tanks for Voltage are very good and are doing a great job of pressuring the front line. And we're gonna get...
Oh.
Shanzi has yet to pick a hero.
Do we need the Voltage?
I don't know. Voltage is currently down in the fight one person because Shanzi is not picked. There we go.
Oh, there we
we'll
go.
Get the
Junkrat already have 50% ult charge.
Yeah, Airsick felt dangerously low there as a result. Evil the Fran goes down to half as well. Victor's on the high ground spamming, but Shanzi does grenade down the Sombra in the back line.
Airsick anti right now, very low. Zahir very low.
Huge dynamite. Does get Sunkissed stars as a result. Garo dies, but he did his job. You got everyone low, and now there's very little point presence to fight with.
They're all anti. Junkrat are coming out. Does get the Zarya.
Airstick goes down as well. Looks like only one left is Junkrat. Hold the line. It's just the Junkrat. Don't they know that? Well, Anna finally identified it.
Popping off.
Hold the line.
He's still good.
Aww. He tried.
Sombre's here. Oh, Mercy went for the res. Sombra is now going to contest. No, you shouldn't have that.
Yeah, you know, you just kind of play within the range of the flashbang. You're not going to live.
I've noticed a lot of misidentification of knowing when ults or when abilities are on cooldown a lot of the time.
Yeah. Sunkist is burning to the dynamite. We'll finally put herself out. Shatter
Ashe has the high ground here. That's huge. They're not going to be able to do anything to the Ashe.
Yeah, I mean, D.Va has to go up and contest her, but she also has to contest point at the same time, so tricky position. Bob comes down on point as well.
Does get demedic. She's not even able to make it to point in time.
No one can touch. 5-minute time bank for Voltage on map 3.
Took them 2 minutes and 4 seconds to tap both points. That's pretty impressive.
Well, they steamrolled, once they finally got the Junkrat off point A, they just kind of steamrolled right through onto point B, and I guess Helheim didn't have time to set up their defense. But yeah, we're really seeing the difference in terms of Helheim being at the bottom of this league and Voltage being close to the top. It seems like there's a lot of coordination coming out from Voltage and not a whole lot of the same coming out from Helheim.
Victor is I think they focus too much on the thought of having a GM on their team. Because Victor is
Victor
a GM. Yeah, and they...
Ready for battle.
The way they build their
team up... Do you think they sacrifice too much SR for him or
They
something?
definitely sacrifice too much. Rainbows is 3700 tank. Are they on tank?
No, he's on DPS.
He's on DPS, he's not even placed for DPS. I can look at that, but yeah, they have the way they balanced it was two platinum players, 2 gold players, a low masters, just to have that GM in their team, but it's not very good. Like, you need diversity.
Yeah, I mean, Victor is popping off. He has by far done the most for Helheim here, but you're right, it's like the rest of the team is almost suffering. Like, they're not able to do a whole lot with the coordination they're currently having. Airstick is literally doing the meme strat. They know he's there, though. He's out. Almost died. Fell down below half.
The big problem with this is people at different levels in comp play the game differently. And so it's hard to get them to work together extremely well.
Yeah, I know, like, it's a surprisingly accurate statement, because, once you get to a higher level, it's almost like people play far more aggressive at higher levels, and people play far more passively at lower levels, and then, somewhere at, like, the gold, like, plat range, people play just too aggressively. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, one good example is Reinhardt, you know. The higher you get, the more charges you do.
Reinhardt. Hero does take out rainbows, my bad. As well as
there's a lot of lack of communication here. If Hero's just in the backline, the tank's pushing forward. Oh no. Sith gets charged into them. Zen's going in again.
Zen dies. Doesn't look like a particularly good game. It feels like Helheim's just trying to force it now, if that makes any sense.
It feels like they've honestly given up. They're just going in, they're tilted. They're going in, not having a fun time.
They are straight up not having a fun time. Somehow Victor Freeman gets fire struck. Now they're just kind of waiting. Airstick is on the high ground right now. They know he's there. He should die for this. He doesn't
Ash
though.
is
They actually
still
do.
there.
Huge shatter.
Bob is popping off.
Bob is popping, dude. Victor does finally take out Caro, but
He took out Bob.
it's really. It seems like you're right. It seems like they're just straight up not having a good time, and they're not really playing well as a result of that. Look at their tank line is in their back line.
Yeah, when you're not having a good time, you don't play well. That's
very
apparent.
true. Please forgive me takes a double kill with the help of Activitic Flux. Victor Freeman gets rocked, pun intended. Sith gets charged down by Airsick and dies. And it looks like the Melody will sing to at least 2, including the Mercy. No picks will result of it though. Victor does get headshot down on Caro, but he will die to Caro's dynamite.
The way you said that, it just makes you think that, like, Sigma's ult just makes people schizophrenic.
The boys. Double fire strike, huge shatter coming down from Airsick.
The Melody will
Scott.
sing to 2.
Victor does get Shanzi again. Victor is consistently getting the picks. Like, he's definitely very apparently the best player on this team. It's just another pick down comes down on Please Forgive Me, but it's just not really enough to push in. Where was the Lucio going?
I don't know, Moira's now on point. They finally got their TP off, but Ryan just charged in instead.
Victor finally goes down. Zarya gets pinned, dies. Another great Shatter comes down from Scott this time, he gets him.
I knew him coming down. Oh no, they get
Breaks
the Lucio.
barrier and kills Scott. Rainbows goes down evil to Fran as well. Freezer dies for a third straight time.
Nope.
And Carol will clean up the Victor, and that'll be it. Voltage takes the series 3-0. I'm assuming we're gonna go based on differential, so that won't be the end of the game.
I just want to play some Reinhardt.
I know. I bet you watching these Reinhardt plays makes you want to play Reinhardt.
Yeah, like I wanna play.
Come here. Unsurprisingly, mostly all Voltage there.
Let's go, Sith! Woo!
Damage block! Yeah!
It was only
Let's
8K.
go!
8K was the most damage blocked out of all 4 shields.
Oh my gosh, dude. Final map will be Watchpoint Gibraltar. Helheim will be trying to salvage the series by taking at least one map in this best of 4. I don't know, Brandon. What have you been noticing? I haven't noticed much good coming out. Especially on that map 3. It just seemed like defeated players.
I noticed that Psycho's just straight up not having a good time.
Yeah, I would concur with that assessment.
That's
I
what we
feel
should
like
do in our league game. Just focus
Just straight
one
up
person.
not have a good time.
No, just focus one person. Don't even care about the rest of the game. You just focus that one person.
I mean, obviously there are things people can do to stop that kind of focus, but this is the type of game where if I were playing in it, I would just request to take a seat for one game, just to calm my head, you know?
I would just request to uninstall my PlayStation.
You don't request that. Hey guys, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna uninstall the game real quick. Bye.
No, not even the game, the PlayStation.
Oh yeah? How do you uninstall the PlayStation? Throw it out the window?
That's what you do. You just... it's gone. Out of your life now.
I'm gonna send a picture into the Snapchat to the Discord of a broken PlayStation and be like, I uninstalled my PlayStation.
Into the Snapchat.
I meant to say Discord. But it do be like that. You do flub words. I am not perfect.
Speaking of permission, one of my buddies, he is in PT because he's going to the Marines after high school, and he asked his instructor permission to throw up. And he gave him permission to, in which he proceeded to throw up everything.
Aw. Oh, it looks like we're gonna get a forfeit for map 4, according to Feraligatron.
They're straight up
Awesome.
not having a good time.
Alright, they... Hold on, he's typing one more time. Just gonna make sure. Yeah, alright. We are gonna get a map 4 forfeit from Helheim, so Voltage will take the Series 4-0. I think a pretty easy MVP for Helheim will be Victor Freeman. Who do you got for Voltage?
I'd say Scott with the 8,000 damage blocked.
He's on Helheim.
Oh. Whoops.
Who's on Voltage?
Probably Evil the Fran.
You think
Lot of
so?
nice
There's plenty of
picks.
candidates. It's either between for me it's either between him, Airsick, and Caro.
And Sith Scott, obviously.
Get on. We'll give Sith Scott the consolation. So Victor Freeman for Helheim, and you want Evil DeFran for Voltage?
I do.
Alright, then we'll go with that, because I can't decide between the three.
And then we'll put Sith best overall.
Yeah, MVP of the game for Sith Scott. So yeah, there you have it. MVPs are Victor Freeman, and for Helheim, and for Voltage it's going to be Evil DeFran. Thanks for watching Overwatch Legion of Champions. Appreciate your service. We'll be back at it next time.
What's their...
Look forward to seeing you all again. Bye.